Welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be doing a stock analysis on Tilray brands. Now as you can see recently Tilray brands has quite a nice ride from this bottom down here in June. It was trading at 36 cents. And then also yesterday was up by 60.81%. Now the reason for that is, as you can see right here, Donald Trump has indicated he might want to reclassify marijuana. And if that happens, that could be huge for a stock like this because they operate quite a lot in marijuana products, also in medical marijuana. Now chances are we're going to see it continue to fall here in the pre-market because it rose so much yesterday. Now we also see it's up here in the RSI currently being overbought, meaning it's a lot more volatile than average. Now if you don't know what RSI is, that is the relative strength index. So something that's between 70 and 50 is in the upper channel like this, as you can see right here. If I zoom in on the graph here, as you can see, it's between 70 and 50. It's simply just moving upwards, like here in normal trading. And when it's moved up to overbought up here, it's above 70, meaning it rises rapidly, and it's often a lot more volatile when it's up here. It's the same is true down here when it's being oversold. We also see that sometimes when the stock is falling quite rapidly. As you can see right here, it's below 30, meaning the stock is also more volatile when it's down there. But if it's between 30 and 50, it's just in the lower channel, like right here, and it's just the normal when there's more sellers and there's more buyers. That's a great indicator to see, should I buy or should I sell. Now, I'm always very careful when it's being up here or down here, overbought or oversold, but especially when it's overbought, because that is at least my hypothesis. It has a tendency to fall more often when it's up here and overbought. As you can see, it is already down 5.4% in the pre-market. Now, if we take a broader look of the stock, as you can see, if we make each candle 4 hours, as you can see, it hasn't been that fun to be an investor. As you can see, it's just been falling and falling and falling and falling. So currently, I would be very careful in a stock like this, just because some news might come out. Well, that doesn't mean it's gonna happen, of course. And with Donald Trump, he sometimes has a tendency to say something, and then in the reality, he doesn't even do it. Now, if we roll on here, as you can see, the earnings has also been quite poor recently. As you can see, missed by 2,200% and 5,400%. It's quite interesting. Now, we also see earnings here, as you can see, in 9 days. Now, if this is great, I think the stock could absolutely explode, but I fear it's going to be just as bad as the other two have been recently. So I'll be very careful. Now, we also see a bit more volume right now compared to earlier. As you can see, this year has been quite poor for the volume, so not that many stocks has been traded this year, but it is getting quite popular at the moment, so also be careful. It's not just a FOMO stock. Now the beta is relatively low. It's only 139, of course, which is great. Now, as you can see, the revenue here, I mean, just look at this. I mean, the revenue is basically the same every single year, but their net income is getting worse and worse. Now, this is, of course, because of investments into the company. Now, if you look at the financials here, as you can see, they have quite a large amount of debt, as you can see right here, compared to the cash. And overall, the market cap is not that large compared to how much debt they have. Now, something I do like about that is they have virtually no closely held shares. This is shares that can't be traded. This is often CEOs or other investors. So almost everything is free float shares, which we love to see. Now, if you look at the PS ratio, the price to sales ratio, as you can see, it has also been falling and falling and falling. Which, of course, how much is the stock worth compared to how much they sell? And often when we see huge price to sales ratio, well, that's a bad thing. Now, currently it is at 137, and last year it was at 0.47. So, of course, it is up by almost 1 point. Of course, it is not doesn't really matter, to be honest, because of how little the stock is valued at the moment. Now, if you look at seasonals on this stock, let's go all the way back to 2018. As you can see, it's really not that impressive. Let me just make it so we can see it again down here. I mean, look at this. 60, minus 49, minus 40, minus 20, minus 16. And as you can see, if not for this huge bump yesterday, I mean, we would still be down 21% this year. So overall, it just keeps falling every single year, despite 2018 where it rose 200%. Overall, I would just be very careful in a stock like this, because to be honest, I don't think it's going to do that great in the future either, unless of course Donald Trump says that he's going to reclassify it and he does it. Then of course you could get some insane returns on a stock like this. Now, if we look at technicals, for the day it's a strong buy, and for the month it is just a buy. And that's of course because it has, even though it rose, it fell down again, and as you can see, it rise and it fell down again. But overall, the technicals for the month isn't a strong buy, it is just a buy. Now, if we look at the analysts on this, we have quite a lot of hold and 2 strong buy. But even though we have that, as you can see, the average price is still down almost 50% from where we're trading currently. So I'll be very careful in a stock like this, because of course a lot of analysts has it as hold, because of course in the future, maybe if cannabis gets reclassified or get legal in the entire United States, some companies like Tilray is gonna benefit from that insanely much. So of course a lot of cannabis companies in general just have hold recommendations. Now the EPS, of course, as you can see, it's still going to be negative, and the first year we're estimated to be positive. That is 2028, and that is only positive by a single cent. So of course, be very careful. And as you can see here, the annual earnings, I mean, they just don't improve that much at all, which is quite boring to see, to be honest, because this is also one of the reasons I feared, because this up here means that if they're gonna make a positive EPS, but they're barely gonna make any more money, this means they have to, of course, make a lot more money on the product they sell, of course, so they don't have so poor margins where they're actually losing money per item sold because of investments into their own company. So I'd be very careful in a stock like Tilray Brands. Now, if you did like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, remember, this isn't financial advice, this is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. But if you want to see more videos where I make stock analysis, please leave the companies for them to analyze in the comment section below.